All right, here at Solar Nationals with Ryan Lauer. He is driving Kart Mod this year. So I am considering Kart Mod as my next stop in the solo world, which is why I wanted to talk with you.
Absolutely.
I don't know that a lot of people know that we have karts here in Autocross. So tell us a little bit about Kart Mod.
So Kart Mod, it kind of stemmed from, I guess the origins of the class were more, you had some people that were doing road racing with karts. They do sprint track racing, road racing, and they wanted another place to play with them. So it was back right around the turn of the millennium. You had a bunch of guys start showing up with karts, and the class just kind of grew out from there. So we've got, a lot of the, it initially started out with like motorcycle-based engines, because like mine is one of the few people I'm still one of the few people running a Honda 125. It's CR125 dirt bike motor, but there's a lot of people now running motors that are actually built specifically for karts. They're typically like an Italian motor, like either what they call a Rock or a KZ.
Right. So can someone who has a shifter kart who's doing regular shifter kart racing just show up at an autocross with that kart as it's built and come have fun?
Absolutely, 100%. About the only thing that they might have to adjust would be potentially just a little bit of weight ballast.
Okay.
Just because there are several different organizations that do karting out there. World Karting Association, WK, a group called SCCA, and several other groups that do karts, and some of them have a little bit different weight ballast penalties and weight setups for minimum weights.
Right.
But it's never probably going to be more than like 5 or 10 pounds difference. So at worst case scenario, someone maybe has to throw a chunk of lead on, or as the joke goes with a couple of the guys, eat an extra cheeseburger.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but cheeseburger extra for me will not be a problem. We won't be adding any lead to any kart I decide to have to do. So you can bring a regular shifter kart out.
Yep.
If you're trying to be fast, though, are there things that we do at Autocross that are maybe a little bit different?
So besides obviously the weight, I know there's a little bit of the biggest thing I guess I would say that would be different from a sprint or road race kart versus an autocross kart is going to be the gearing.
Okay.
Because we're a little bit more focused on the acceleration and not necessarily outright top end speed.
Sure.
We run a little bit shorter of a chain drive axle gearing. So that's going to be one of the big things. Another big difference would be a lot of the road race guys use a harder compound tire because they're worried more for endurance purposes, whereas we run the softest compound tire available from whichever manufacturer it is. Lately, it's probably for about the past 20 years, it's been these MG Greens have been the pretty much de facto tire here, especially here at Lincoln.
Yeah, because on a road race course or even a short track kart, you've got multiple laps. You get the tire up to temperature.
Yeah.
Here you've got 70 seconds.
Exactly.
Or actually, with these, a lot less than 70 seconds.
Yeah, just a little bit less.
So these things are often the fastest thing at an autocross, right?
Certainly one of the fastest classes. I think we're actually, with the whole PAX thing, if you actually look at those numbers, we're the fastest non-aero assisted class.
Okay.
Because I think the only things faster are A mod, B mod, and FSAE, and they can all run giant wings. So we are not allowed to run any sort of aerodynamics. Bodywork must be CIK homologated. So we may be lumped into the mod class, but we're not necessarily a builder's class.
Right.
So it's kind of trying to, I don't want to say it's like spec or anything, far from it, but we're not necessarily like in the building and developing like what F mod, B mod, A mod would be.
I try to explain to someone that the reason that's Kart Mod is because there really was no other place to put you, right? You had to kind of have something. And
yeah, I think initially the class was called Formula 125.
Okay.
Because the shifter motors that we use are limited to being 125 cc's.
Okay.
There are certain other. It doesn't have to be just a shifter motor. If you're just looking to go out and have fun, you can run like a single speed Predator motor or a clone motor or something like that. Something like Briggs and Stratton. Or there are other single-speed motors.
You could use the Yamaha 100s if you wanted to.
Exactly, like the KA, KT 100s.
The little bit of karting I've done, that was what I've done, is the single-speed KT 100s.
And the biggest efficiency that they have in terms of against the shifters is getting off the line.
Okay.
Because they're all centrifugal clutches, so it just takes them a minute to get spooled up and to be able to dig out of corners. Once you're at speed, they're fairly close, but it's just that acceleration that they flat out lack.
Sure.
But as far as, like I said, as far as anything with motors, like I said, the shifters are definitely the hot ticket. You see once in a while you'll see like an 80cc shifter because they're a hot ticket for like some of the road
Sure.
racing deals. So sometimes you see people bring those kind of things out.
So now, for those who don't know, the PAX is a system where all of the different classes can race against each other. They get a time that is kind of like bracket racing in drag racing, where they can have a formula so that a Corvette can race against a shifter kart.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, didn't one of these win the PAX a year or two ago?
Yes, actually, our Larry McLeod, lefty,
Yes.
he's got 6 championships in a row, and I believe
I'm pretty
it
sure
was, it was one of the years after COVID, I believe, that he won it.
Yeah,
that he
that's
was
pretty
overall
awesome.
PAX, and actually 2018, which is obviously the year of the deluge.
Right.
We actually were kind of fortunate with the heat that we ran. Lefty was actually the overall fast raw time as well for the event.
Yeah. Did you run the Pro Solo?
I did not this year.
Probably should be happy.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the video?
I have seen the video.
was-
Admittedly, I would have enjoyed it, but I think
Yeah.
my dad would have kicked my butt for it. So,
If you haven't seen it, there's a video. I'll probably link it in the show notes of one of the shifter carts going through the puddle at the start and I think they called it the submarine cart or something because
Yeah,
it was
a couple
pretty much
people.
underwater. So
yeah,
thank you.
this year for the pro, like I said, I was going to do a full season of Pro Solo, but my fiance and I are actually getting married in November. So
Oh, congratulations.
We couldn't swing both. That's why tent camping, trying to do it on the cheap so we can save money for a nice wedding.
Well, it's good that she's out here before you're married because she'll know what she's getting herself into.
Oh yeah, I think this is her 3rd or 4th year out
Oh,
here,
very
so
good,
she's-
very good. So
she's
hooked.
been here a lot.
Awesome, yeah. Don't want to spring this on a girlfriend or a fiance right before wedding day because that could be very, very bad. So, anyway, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian.
And you race on Thursday, Friday, right?
Thursday, Friday, we run 3rd heat on the West course first.
Very cool. Very cool.
So, all right. Thank you very much, Brian. Appreciate it.
All right, we're here at Solo Nationals with Dan Sumner, Mazda Motorsports, again with you this year.
Yes.
Glad to have you back here at Solo Nationals.
Yeah, thank you, Brian.
Tell me a little bit about the solo program that you guys bring. You're so involved in the club and all the different programs.
Exactly.
But we're here at Solo Nationals, so what's up with Mazda and solo autocross?
Well, as you probably are aware, Mazda Motorsports has a long tradition in the motorsports industry and racing in general. And because of that history, we have a lot of involvements in different grassroots racing at also a pro level. But one of the things that we enjoy the most is getting out with the grassroots racers, and that's why we come out to Solo Nationals. We come here to support our racers and to thank them for being a part of Mazda. And a lot of these racers out here, you're going to find that they have multiple Mazdas and have been loyal to Mazda for so many years. And so we'd like to just show that appreciation back to them and also provide them a program with support that basically gives them a discount off of stock parts and also a lot of competition parts that we put together for different classes such as SMX and things like that outside of just the solo community. But we just love this community so much, so that's why we come out here.
If you go up and down the aisles here and you look at all the different cars, you can't probably go, unless there's an aisle of like Kart Mod carts, you really can't go an aisle without finding a Mazda.
Exactly.
Or 10 Mazdas.
Exactly.
So much support over the years with the club, and that's being rewarded to Mazda because people are driving Mazdas, right?
Exactly. And so the biggest thing that we found is any given weekend that you go out and find a race, whether it be an autocross or a road race, you're going to find that the big percentage of the cars that are out there are going to be Mazdas. And the reason why is because it's so fun to drive these cars. It is affordable to drive these cars and keep them on track. And we tried our best as Mazda North American operations as well to keep these parts in stock and keep them available to our customers and keep them back on the track. So that's what we're all about. We're being as supportive as we can, and we'd love to be at these events and to try to support that way as well.
Mazda has learned through the years that the spec idea works.
Exactly.
Spec Miata, now we have Spec MX-5, there's Global MX-5 Cup, which is essentially a spec class, and we've brought that idea to solo. There's the Spec Mustang, and we have the Spec MX-5,
CSX,
the CSX. Tell us a little bit about that program. I think we're in the 3rd year now.
I think CSX has been around for 2 years officially now.
Right.
And one of the things that we've seen is growth throughout the class and even at regional level. But I'd say here at Solo Nationals, we had a pretty good show out this year. And it's such a great platform. And over the years, hasn't really gotten the love that it should. And I think that's why this car is now up and coming a little bit, because as some of these NA and B cars get older, and unfortunately, there is no no way to necessarily keep this from happening, and parts go away for those older cars.
Right.
And so this NC platform is such a great platform to get into and still have that kind of fun that you love, and people gravitate toward this car, and that's why it's such a great option for people who are trying to maybe move to the next thing.
And what's interesting is since there's so many places to run the Mazda in autocross, I'm happily surprised how much support there's been for the Club Spec class.
Yes.
Because you could take your Mazda and run it in 12, 15 different classes.
Exactly.
But there are people here who do like the idea of having relatively equal cars.
Exactly.
And then it really is, is Brian suck or is Brian fast?
Yeah.
And I like that idea.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole reason behind the spec class, is to allow people to get in the class at the same level, and everybody has to drive their drive, and they have to be the best at driving that car rather than what can I put on the car to make it go fast. And so it is all about the skill, it's about the camaraderie, and that's one of the things also that I look forward to at these events. And we as Mazda see that it's a family type orientation on these events, and it's not only just families, nuclear families, but also family outside of that, within your region or within your classes, and you see all these people coming together to support each other, and that's one of the things that really draws our attention, and that's why we want to support that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody's wondering why there's so many Mazdas here, just this trailer behind us is an example. It is at this event. It's at a lot of the club racing events as well. There's parts on this trailer. There's knowledge that comes with this trailer, and no other manufacturer is doing that. So it's a testament to the fact of the commitment that Mazda's made to the SCCA. And we hear it all the time. Oh, another Mazda class. It's another Mazda class because you're here supporting us.
Exactly.
If there were a lot of other manufacturers out here doing the same thing, maybe it wouldn't be another Mazda class.
Maybe.
But you guys have decided you want to be here, and have been here for years, and that's why it's going on.
And we're going to continue to support this for as long as we exist. And we hope that just goes on to the future for a very long time, and we're going to continue to support the classes as long as we can,
The people who are here know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah.
But if there's one person out there who's never been part of a motorsports event with Mazda, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah.
How do they get their car?
Exactly.
All of those benefits.
Well, one of the benefits of being a part of the program is not only parts support through discounts on stock parts, but also we provide contingency to people who place in the top spots. So you're going to find a lot of people this weekend getting contingency money from Mazda because they're going to, you got your CS class and you got your CSX and your AST. So you're going to see a lot of people that are going to be submitting for that contingency. And the main thing that I want to let people know that they just need to do is go to our website, MazdaMotorsports.com, sign up on the parts store, and get an account going. Then you get what we call a team support number, and that's going to get you what you need to be able to fill out that form and then do contingency, to submit for that contingency after the fact. Once you've raced a race and you place in that spot where you're going to get contingency, submit it to us, and then you'll get some money from us.
And there's also the phone number if people need advice. You're not even always at the track. If anytime, you guys are available.
Yep. So we're open from 6:30 Pacific Standard Time to 3:30 Pacific Standard Time every day. The number is 800-435-2508, and you can call us anytime at that number that we are open. And then if you don't get a hold of us, you can always place orders through the website as long as you've been approved for the program.
Yep. So he's Dan Sumner, Mazda Motorsports.
Hey, thank you.